guys, today I'm going to be doing a review on A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is a new adult novel that features around this girl named Faeries, and she lives on the very edge of her world that reaches the fairy world. One day she's hunting to kill some deer for her food because her family are poor and they're dying, and she kills a wolf. She thinks nothing of it because if the wolf kills her prey then she won't get to eat and blah 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 blah. So she doesn't think on it, she takes the wolf home, and then this is when she realises that she has killed a fairy wolf. And another fairy breaks into her house to repent the life that she has taken. So instead of killing her on the spot, she agrees to come live with him in the spring court. The fairy courts in this book, they're not like books that I have read in the past, which is Sea Light Court, Unsea Light Court, Summer Court, Winter Court. It's all the seasons and night, day and dawn courts. So 7 courts, so she decides to live in the spring court for as long as she lives. There's lots of action, lots of romance, the characters are written so beautifully and they're also unique and you feel for them all, and I really enjoyed this. Beauty and the Beast is my favourite Disney film and one of my favourite fairy tales, so I really enjoyed this. I didn't actually know this was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I bought the book because of the plot, and it's only when I got reading into it that I realised it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So, double points. Right, I'm going to go into what I thought of it, so if you don't want to get spoiled, leave now, and I don't want to spoil, and hope to see you. I love how, even though it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, I loved how the book started until after the father lost a fortune, because I felt it could have dragged on for so much longer if you had them where they lived in high society and the fortune was lost. It started where they're at their darkest, bleakest point. Because Faeries is the only one that does work in the whole house. Her father is crippled, and he refuses to do anything. He does do a bit of wood carving to get the money, but it's pointless. He doesn't even try. Her sisters were so annoying. Even though Faeries, the middle child, the eldest and the youngest do nothing, they whinge and moan that Faeries asked them to chop wood, yet they complain that they're dying of cold. The father just didn't care. Nesta, her eldest sister, she used to slate Faeries something chronic, and the father just sort of coughed and just like, I'm not listening. He doted on the other sisters, and it was clearly he had a favourite. I love Tamlin that the moment Faeries set foot in the spring court, he was trying to court her and he was trying to make her feel better. But he came across it so hilariously, like, oh, you look different. Your hair's clean, I guess. Faeries was just shutting him down, like, I don't care. No, I don't like you, your fae. I don't like any fairies at all, so just leave me alone, please. But Tamlin was so cute, I just wanted to pet him, like, it's okay, you're trying, it's okay, it'll work out. Faeries was just hilarious. Every time someone told her to do something, she wouldn't. Tamlin told her that it's dangerous outside his manor, and so she shouldn't leave. She tries to leave anyway. She got told not to leave during this spring festival thing. That part was a bit weird, that there's this Faeries have to make way for spring and they have to make magic, but they do that with like a sort of sexual ritual? It was really weird. They told Faeries to stay inside, lock herself in her bedroom until morning, so she just breaks out and goes out in there anyway. I don't know how many times they told her not to do the thing and she does it anyway. Like, how many times she had to be told, just stay in one place and do as you're told, please, then you won't get hurt. The whole curse thing was really specific and it was really, really weird. Typical of Beauty and the Beast, Tamlin has to find someone to fall in love with him to break this curse that has this magical blight all across the land. And okay, that's fair enough, but it has to be a human. But it has to be a human that hates fairies. But she has to kill one of his own fairies. But it has to be one of Tamlin's own men, so he has to send out his own men for the off chance that someone, a human girl, will kill him so he can take her into the spring court and hopefully fall in love with him, even though his face is covered because of the masquerade ball mask. It was just, okay, this is specific, you have to complete it in 50 years or the whole world is screwed. And yeah, okay, I was like, okay, right? If I was supposed to be moved, then I wasn't moved. It was just, it was funny. But Tamlin decided to let Feyre go 3 days before the curse was over. If you lost hope that much to think I'm just gonna let her go, or just as a test of faith to see if she loves me, then no, bad choice, bro. Like, why can't people just say that they love each other? Feyre was going to say it as she was leaving in the carriage. She was gonna say it. Why is it always in films and books and TV shows that people want to say they love each other, but they don't? This is why you have to say that you love the person, because stuff does happen. It kept being mentioned that Tamlin has a heart of stone, and I actually thought that physically he had a heart of stone, because it kept being mentioned and it was actually on the cover. It keeps saying that she will lose her heart, Feyre will lose her heart forever, and she must pay with her heart. So I thought that Feyre would literally have to cut herself open and physically give her heart to Tamlin. That was the only way, instead of saying she loved him, physically give her her heart. I don't know if that says something about me, but that's what I thought. I loved how the story diverted from the whole Beauty and the Beast thing when Feyre went to under the mountain to try and save Tamlin from Amantha. I don't know why, but I kept reading Amantha as Amanthara. I don't know, this whole time I was calling her Amanthara. I don't know, it was just the way I read it, and then it just got stuck, and yeah, I called her Amanthara. I kept thinking of The Hobbit as well, because it's under the mountain and over the mountain, and I kept thinking of The Hobbit. It's really bad. I liked how it was very fairy-like, that they had these 3 impossible tasks. I really liked that, because that is a common occurrence in fairy tales, and that was really nice. But Amanthara, I called her again, Amantha, she said that Feyre has to complete these 3 tasks, or answer this riddle, and everyone will be freed instantly. It was just, right, okay. It was just, this whole book certainly pulled out on the stops to make things extremely difficult for Feyre and Tamlin and everyone else. I thought the riddle was quite easy. With riddles, it's always an easy answer, like time or love, so I just guessed, and I found out I was right in the end. I think the second task was my favourite, because Lucian is my favourite. He is such a darling. He is my favourite character aside from Tamlin, because he's so snarky and yet he's so sincere, and he's just so cute, and I don't know, he's my precious cinnamon roll. I loved him. But I felt so bad for him in the second task, that as these spikes, burning hot spikes, were just pressing down on him, he was just screaming and begging for Feyre. But it was so frustrating as well, because she could not read and she was still trying to read. So, oh, why didn't she take the time to read? She was in the library, but she thought it was shameful, and it was just, girl, you have all this time. You have basically your whole life ahead of you. So just learn to read, please. I choked up at the end of the final task when Feyre dies and Lucian just takes off his mask. It wasn't the fact that the curse was broken, it was just the fact that he was like taking off his mask like someone like removed their cap to the dead. I don't know, that just really moved me. This is a common thing that we have been talking about in these reviews, and I'm just gonna say it I'm gonna talk about the ships. I think I am the only person who does not ship Feyre with Rhys. I don't see them being endgame, and I don't want them to be endgame, because Rhys is such he's such an evil character, and I do not like him. I mean, the first time we see him is during this spring ritual thing, and he saves Feyre from this clump of fairies, and it's just like Taylor Swift. As soon as he walked in, I thought, you're gonna be a douche, you're gonna be in trouble. I knew it was gonna happen. And Feyre kept mentioning that he just had this look about him that was just pure evil, and that's just bad enough. That's him enough. I can see why people want him to ship them Feyre, because he's the dark, sexy, evil character, but no! That's the thing, he is dark and he is evil. The second time we see him with Feyre is that he basically grips her mind with his talons, and he reads her mind, and it's just, it's kind of gross, because that is only a smidge of their powers because of this blight across all the High Lords and the High Fae and everyone. And if there's just a smidge where he can grab your mind and he can just crush it so easily, it's terrifying to think of what he can actually do when he's at his full power. It's scary. He did save Feyre's life during the first task when she was basically like bleeding and infecting and her bone was sticking out and she was covered in poop, and he did save her life, but she had to trade herself to him to go visit him in a week of every month for the rest of her life. And it was just, okay, yeah, fine, he saved her life, but he tormented her he treated her like his own little pet during that time under the mountain. He made her wear these skimpy outfits that barely covered anything. It was just 2 pieces of fabric. And he put this really weird paint on her so that no one would touch her, but he touched her. And it didn't sit right. That is not romance. I don't care what you say. That's just gross. I did not like it at all. The ending was really weird. I know that loads of people are thinking that Rhysand imprinted on her and there's going to be more relationship because she has to stay with him a week for every week of the month, but I don't want Rhysand to get with Feyre. I ship Feyre and Tamlin because it's like in Beauty and the Beast. Do you ship Belle and Gaston in the Disney film? No. It's Belle and the Beast. Don't change it, please, please, please. Keep it with the Beast, because Beauty and the Beast, why not, please? Please don't do it. Please. This is a trilogy, and there will be more fairy tales as the story progresses, I think. So there is debate going around about what fairy tales are going to be next. This is my personal taste, but my fairy tales, they're my favourite. But I really want to see maybe Snow White. I don't know how we're going to do it, but maybe we can see Amantha's stepdaughter, or maybe with her sister. I liked the thing with, we found out Amantha's backstory with her sister and the mortal she fell in love with and how he ultimately betrayed her in the end. I found that really interesting. It gave a villain some background. She wasn't just evil for the sake of it or because she simply could. There was a reason behind it all. Maybe there could be Red Riding Hood because of Tamlin's friend, I think his name was Andrus. He was a wolf, so maybe something to do with his story about, you know, because he was a wolf, he's trying to get these girls to kill him, so maybe something along that, I don't know. I'm just plucking things out of thin air. So the next book comes out sometime next year. I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoyed this book. It was really good. I think that's all my thoughts on it, so let me know what you think in the comments, leave a like or subscribe for more, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!